So The Elephant in the Room is a series that we set up about 18 months ago, and it's an initiative that aims to break down barriers about traditionally off-limit topics of conversation and make them open and available to speak about in the workplace. We were working on comms for World Menopause Awareness Day, which is in October, and it became very clear that there was a need to have a safe space for people to talk about this. Our HR team are working with our head of EDI on a guide to menopause in the workplace, which aims to support managers in understanding what colleagues might be going through, what they might be experiencing when they go through the menopause or perimenopause. So that was a really positive first step, but we felt that there was a space where we needed people to come together and connect about this. So we just opened up the conversation and put out an open invite, anyone could join, men, women, whatever age you were, and we had a really fantastic response.
I think it's really important for there to be conversations about the challenges that women face for two reasons. Firstly, so that women don't feel alone with the challenges that they're facing. You know, a problem shared is often a problem halved. But I think it's also important for men in our organisation to understand the challenges that women face. They might be managed by a woman, they might have women who are members of their team, and if they haven't experienced challenges with things like the menopause with a partner or a close family member, they won't have any idea of the overwhelming impact that it can have. And so I think it just removes taboos, and that can only be a good thing. The more we talk about stuff, the more we can resolve things.
It's really difficult to be vulnerable in a professional setting, and one of the things that I realised is that I was going through a significant change, and it wasn't until I had a chance conversation with Vicky that I kind of realised I was really shortchanging myself and other women around ABRI by not being open and honest about it. So I think the one that we ran was the first elephant in the room. It was the first conversation about a subject that could be called taboo or certainly not openly discussed. But for me personally, it's my responsibility, both as a woman and as a leader in an ABRI, is to be able to talk about something that was affecting me so much, to reach out to all those colleagues who it would be affecting as well.
And I think we felt like it was a bit of a conversation that was just happening below the surface for colleagues, and that if we stuck our heads above the parapet and said that we were struggling too, it would make it a more acceptable conversation within ABRI, and I think it's done that.
The range of things that you can suffer with and from is so broad, and I think there's a genuine lack of knowledge or sharing. You think that 50% of the population go through this, and I think there is this perception that we should just woman up and everyone else has done it, so you're just going to have to go through it. But I think now we're understanding that you can have anything that from a mild to a really severe experience of pain, of sleep deprivation, of anxiety, depression, mental illness, memory loss, cognition issues. There are so many really serious symptoms, and if we don't understand them and address them, all we're doing is almost allowing women to leave the workplace at the point that they are at their best. They are their greatest knowledge, their best experience, and they are leaving work because these symptoms are too much to deal with. And that's a huge loss for all organisations, but you know, ABRI as well. We can't afford to lose all of those skills. So I think specifically for menopause, just understanding that and opening up that conversation makes a real difference to allowing those women to continue on their career and through their journey with ABRI. I guess part of the outcomes of having these sessions have been better conversations, more open conversations, the freedom to raise issues. The feedback that we've had from the women in the group are that they are much more confident and comfortable raising issues with their manager. And I think if we've encouraged or supported one woman to have that conversation, to feel more confident, I think that's a huge win, and obviously we want to reach out to all of our colleagues, but every small thing we can do to help people on this really bizarre journey is a bonus.
I would also add that if you've got a woman who's experiencing severe menopausal symptoms, they're likely to for some of that to show through their performance from time to time. And we've definitely had situations where, because there is a better organisational wide understanding of menopause and the complexity and severity of the symptoms, we definitely do have some women who otherwise would have been performance managed through a process, have been encouraged to go and see their GP and have got some help and are then able to function better at work as a result. So that better understanding has got to be a big win for Abri.
I think one of the benefits of the agile way of working that we've unfortunately experienced at times over the last 3 years is that we've been able to start these conversations in a really easy way for people to join in. I think had we done the first meeting in a meeting room in an office, we would have probably struggled to get the engagement, because this is vulnerable stuff, right? You're sharing things that are very personal with a group of people that you don't know from around the business. And I think allowing people to start that relationship, it will be awesome when we can have them in a room where we can get people together and really build on what we've done. But I think one of the benefits has been that we've been able to do that in this virtual way, which has built confidence up. I think one of the things that we can kind of look out for more is some male advocates for us as well. So we're obviously experiencing it and going through it, so we're going to talk about it, but actually to have male colleagues around the organisation be real advocates for menopause and perimenopause will be a real win. I think the response to the sessions has been really good. We had lots of people turned up to our initial talk, and I think that started that connection, that building relationships across the business, which is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We've had monthly sessions since, and we're seeing lots of the same people, but we also have people who drop in and drop out as and when they can. So it's offered a real opportunity for people to get together and to have a conversation. But it is, I think, for me, it's much more about the connections that you make outside of those meetings as well, the ability to reach out and kind of, has anybody got any advice on this, or just to be able to get a little bit of support when you need it.
Well, it's a fabulous community of 50 menopausal women who are all helping each other out. It's fantastic, and you definitely don't feel alone with the challenges that you're experiencing, because there is always someone in the group who has tried different things that they can share with the group, or to provide encouragement to go back to your GP and have another conversation. It's a brilliant group.